Hello everyone, I am NorseScorpio and welcome to a game called Home. And it's got a terrible border for some fucking reason, and it doesn't know how to wrap the text inside of it for some reason. I could not get this to be bigger, so it just cuts it off. So the basics of the story is that you're an adventurer for hire, and you take a variety of jobs to pay for things. It's the peak of one of the worst winters in something, and a warm fire quickly became a necessity to survive. Not too long ago, you purchased your own something on the outskirts of town. I'm assuming home. Wow, this text box is fucking loud as shit. It's a nice change of pace from moving between inns all the time. After so many days of returning to an empty blah blah something home, I'm assuming empty, you feel slightly bored of the routine. Nevertheless, you keep on working. Now, this is his first game, so I will not completely fault him, but that's something he probably should have tested beforehand. W, A, S, and D to move, E to sit. The fire crackles warmly. I can go completely off screen. That's a problem, because I don't know what the fuck is happening over there. I can even prove it to you. See? Off screen. Just wanted to show you all. You spend the day tracking a beast that has been eating the local farmer's cows. See? Look at that. The fucking ellipsis. Well, I've got a second dot. The way I've wrapped this, put this on the screen, it's a little bit cut off, but not enough. Because the game fucking cuts itself off. You eventually track it back to its lair and defeat it, receiving several cuts and bruises in the process. You claim your well-earned reward and then return home. You make a simple meal and sit down next to the fire. There's not much else to do and the day is worn out. You go to bed early. If this is all this is, you escort a merchant carriage between the two towns, facing numerous pack of bandits along the way. The long travel in the cold and frequent fighting is draining, but you are given a good surplus of gold and food as payment. You return home exhausted. I think this might be it. Me walking back and forth and reading. Basic meal. Fall in the chair next to the fire. Throw some wood on the fire and go to bed. You work as the bodyguard and guide for a lord sighting a nearby town. Although he's accompanied by 4 of his own guards, he hired you for the knowledge of the area. The lord is an unpleasant man, but the work is better than destroying monster nests in the swamps. While walking through the markets, a clearly inexperienced pickpocket barges into the lord and dashes off with a pouch of coins. Don't just stand there, fools. Catch that scum and bring him back here! You pursue the thief through a few streets, but quickly catch up to him in a side alley and tackle him to the ground. The thief is a very young man, maybe still a teenager. Please, sir, don't kill me. I can't leave my brothers alone to fend for themselves. Please. Just let me have this coin and my life, and I swear I will never cross you again. Ooh, a choice. Do I have to click it? Yes. I will let him keep the coin. You know this man needs the coin more than the lord. You glance around you, the other guards are nowhere nearby. You tell him to keep the purse and run as fast as he can. Thank you, sir. Thank you. He sprints away, wiping tears from his face. You tell the lord that the thief couldn't be found. He is visibly furious. You can forget about your payment, get out of my sight, and be thankful I didn't have you punished where you stand. You return home. Your coin purse is lighter than usual, but your conscience is too, and for that you're thankful. You practice some swordplay before once again going to sleep early. There's not really any need for this, although I do like the art of this scene. I think it's beautiful. I just wish there were more outside of this, instead of just a text thing. You spot an unusual request on the notice board. A traveling alchemist is looking for a place to stay until winter ends. They're offering a hefty payment. You decide to take the quest and go to meet them. You enter the local tavern, as stated on the notice. The alchemist is sitting in the back corner by herself. You show her the notice and she beams with... Okay, I don't know what word is going to end with a Y.
You're a lifesaver, thank you. There's not a hope of me getting my stock back home with this winter being as bad as it is, and none of the inns could let an alchemist stay because I'm apparently a hazard to the other guests. Don't worry, I won't set your home on fire or blow it up or whatever it is people think alchemists do, although I may need to bring something of my own things, so I can continue working while the weather has me cooped up around here. As she says this, she drops a sack of coins on the table. You're surprised the table can take that much weight. You return home with the alchemist. Damn! Oh no, the fire no longer burns. Thanks for letting me stay.
Shut the fuck! Damn, game. Fucking loud as shit.
Thanks for letting me dump my stuff here. Besides, this place seems like it needs more life in it anyways. You really don't spend a lot of time here, huh?
Nah, I really don't. With the alchemist's help, you make some dinner and the two of you sit next to the fire. You both talk about work and the weird people and places you've encountered as a result. For the first night in a long time, you spend much of it laughing and talking cheerfully. You're surprised when you realize how late it is. You help the alchemist unpack the last of her belongings, and after showing her to her room, you head to bed.
Morning. Heading out this early? Here, take some of these with you. They're much better than those mass-produced potions you've been using.
Hark, might we get more? No, we still get this when we leave. You take a job as a courier for a nearby town's blacksmith, delivering weapons and armor. It's long work, and tracking through mounds of snow to get from the town to the city just makes things worse. After returning from the deliveries, you go to claim your payment from the smith. As you enter the shop, you see the smith talking to his daughter, a somber look on his face. When he sees you in the doorway, he urges his daughter to go upstairs. You can tell from here that she's unwell. Something is snow white. Her skin is snow white, and she seems to be breathing slightly heavily. She rushes upstairs at her father's urging. "Welcome back, friend," the smith says, smiling warmly. "You're here for your payment, I assume? First, give me a second while I find the pouch." While he searches for the coin pouch, you think about the daughter, feeling worried. "Oh, we will be a good man." You mention how his daughter seemed unwell and ask if there's any way you can help. His expression darkens for a second before turning to his usual jolly smile. No, there's no problem. She caught the flu, it seems. Nothing serious." He hands you the payment and bids you farewell. You return home worried about the smith and his daughter.
Welcome back. I hate to ask but do you think you could help me make some potions later? I have a pretty big batch order I need to fill. Don't worry, they're only basic ones. I'll show you how to make them.
It says I can E, but I can't really E. You spend the night helping the alchemist bake batches of various potions. You learn a lot about alchemy in the process. You remember the smith's child and ask her if she is able to cure illnesses. According to her, if the sickness hasn't advanced too far, that it's usually possible. You clean up the leftover ingredients and apparatus. I don't know what that says. That's an O at the end of it. You can't see it. Go to bed. You're heading out now? I'm going in a few minutes too. Thanks again for your help yesterday. Without you, I wouldn't have had time to even eat or sleep last night. Turns out we even made slightly too many potions, so here, take the extras. To the blacksmith! You end up passing through the same town as yesterday on the way home from a monster hunt. You hear crowds of people shouting and something a few buildings over. Cursing, maybe? You think it might be coming from the smith's shop, and you run there instantly. There's a mob of townspeople outside trying to break the door down. Among the shouts and roars, you hear what some of them are saying. She'll turn soon. The longer she lives, the more danger we're in. You must kill her. There's no chance for her. The majority of the mob seems blinded by rage, shouting much worse things. Kill the demon! The child must die or we all die! You thought you could hide her infection from us? Do you want to kill us all? You approach the mob and a few of them turn to you. Adventurer! The smith's daughter has been infected by a demon. It's only a matter of time before she becomes an abomination herself and kills us all. You can help us, yes? Please kill the child and the smith if you have to. So you have a way to cure her. You explain that there's a way to cure the child. Some of the townspeople realize how hastily they acted on their fear. Small few keep trying to break into the shop. The calm townspeople restrain their enraged friends. Probably their attempt to make up for their mistake, maybe. You rush into the shop. You tell the smithy you're here to help, and you know a way to cure the daughter. My apologies, friend, but I don't think I can trust anyone right now. My own neighbors just tried to murder us. Some of them using weapons I made for them personally. As he says this, he looks to his daughter, who's hiding behind the counter. She seems barely conscious. The smith sighs and picks her up in his arms. I have no choice but to trust this is something. Lead the way. You and the smith bolt out of the house, and don't stop running until you get home. You can hear the townspeople fighting amongst themselves in the distance. Eventually you reach home. You tell the alchemist what happened. She gathers all of the necessary supplies and asks you and the smith to help her. For what feels like hours, the three of you work to make potions, antidotes, and medicines. As you near the end of your stocks of supplies, the child's breathing calms, her skin regains its flower, and she falls unconscious. Flower? I'm pretty sure that's said color. Her skin has regained its flower. Now we get to work making bread! The alchemist wipes her brow and takes a deep breath. That should do it. She'll be as healthy as ever by tomorrow. All she needs now is rest. The smith falls into a chair, sobbing with joy. Thank you, friends. I have no words to express my gratitude. Whatever you may need, I'm forever in your debt. We don't even have a home to return to now. I couldn't stand to look at my neighbors in the eye again. At least some of them realized the error of their ways, thanks to you. You tell the smith that they can stay here for as long as they need. Does your kindness have no limit? That's twice now you've saved us. We'll find a way to pay you back, I swear it. The three of you clean away the supplies and the equipment and put the home back the way it was. I'm glad we could help her. I imagine she'll be perfectly fine by the time you arrive home tomorrow. Thank you for all you've done, friend. I think I'll stay up and watch over her for tonight. You stay up talking to the smith about how his daughter became infected. Apparently the two came across a lesser demon while out in the woods and managed to the child before the smith cut it down. He tried for days to find a cure himself, fearing what would happen if the people knew of his daughter's illness. His fears were eventually realized, and that's when you came along. You talk for a bit longer before eventually going to sleep exhausted. The smith stayed up all night watching over his daughter. Good morning. You're leaving for work, I assume? Good luck out there. Once my daughter wakes up, I'll find a way to continue working on my craft. I have no interest of just being a freeloader here.
Hey, looks like he stayed up all night. I even told him countless times she'll be fine, but he refused to sleep. Anyway, good luck in work today. Here, the usual.
You take a job defending miners from the monsters lurking in the dark, winding tunnels. At the end of the day, you use some of the alchemist's medicinal bandages. You can practically feel your wounds vanishing. You collect your reward and return home, curious as to how the smith's daughter is doing. She seems to be up and about.
She's woken up, as you can see. She seems to be full of energy, too. If only she wasn't so shy to keep it all bottled up. It's a relief to see the two of them safe, though. Considering what they went through, things could have been a lot worse. Dad says you saved our lives. I don't know how to thank you for something like that, but, thank you, friend. We are in your debt. That's what Dad would say, right? Did that sound okay, Dad?
I think they understand, sweetie. Even if a grown man like myself can't find the words to thank them for what they did, you don't need to worry about something like that. The four of you talk about various things for the night. The smith's daughter remains mostly quiet by the father's side. Occasionally he throws a question her way in an attempt to get her to open up some more. She still seems awkward in the new environment. It seems she'll need some more time to settle in before she can feel completely comfortable around you and the alchemist. I'm sorry, my words are failing me, and it's fucking difficult to do this shit right now. The smith's daughter goes to sleep early, and you and the others follow suit a few hours later. Ah, good morning. I've just finished a gift for you. It should help keep you safe, and if your back is to it as well. He gives you a masterfully crafted dagger, complete with ornate carvings and indentations. I'll have more where that came from. Look at it as my way of saying thanks for everything you've done for us.
Hey there. Here, you know the drill. Come home safe, and try not to get too caught up out there. You don't want to terrify that poor child.
You take a job gathering boar pelts in the woods. You don't know why exactly anyone needs boar pelts, but you don't really care as long as you get a reward. Although the wind and snow makes the work uncomfortable, it's an easy day, and you turn in the pelts and collect your payment. You arrive home earlier than usual.
Welcome back. Dad's out at the smithy in town, but he'll be back later on. The alchemist has been looking after me all day. I don't mind, though. She's funny and really friendly. I've been learning a lot about the potions as well.
The three of you talk by the fire. The smith's daughter is clearly more comfortable here after spending time with the alchemist. She asks you about your adventures. You tell her about some of your more interesting jobs. Her eyes are wide with wonder while you talk about the monsters you've hunted, the people you've met, and everything else that comes to mind. The smith arrives home. His face lightens when he sees all of you. The four of you stay up talking cheerfully through the night. Eventually, you force yourself to go to bed. Good morning, friend. I trust you slept well. It's amazing how quickly she opened up to both of you. I guess it's all the thanks to the alchemist. I wouldn't have thought she'd be so good with children. Anyway, good luck out there.
Good morning. Come home safe, okay? Also, when you go home, do you think you could show me how to be an adventurer like you? I know it's dangerous for my age, but I at least want to know how to use a sword and keep people safe.
You tell her you'll teach her if it's okay with her father.
Really? Thank you. I'll ask him as soon as I'm finished helping the alchemist.
The day is unremarkable. You hunt some animals and gather some meat for a village while the local hunter is unwell. You take your payment and return home.
Hey, welcome home. Thanks to the little one, I managed to make enough stock for the day that I can actually relax for once. You're asking why I'm still holding this potion? Honestly, I don't really know. Habit, maybe?
Welcome back. My daughter's been telling me how she wants to learn to fight. This might surprise you, but I have no problem with it. She should know how to defend herself someday, so why not start young? My only request is that you use these instead of steel weapons. He gives you a pair of finely carved wooden swords. I made them earlier after she first asked me about learning. They should make things a bit safer than swinging those 3-foot razor blades around.
Welcome back. Dad said he'll let me use your sword. When can we start?
You teach the smith's daughter some of the fundamentals of defense and swordplay. Evasion, distance, angles, and striking. The concepts don't come naturally to her, unlike alchemy. She's clumsy on her feet and is easily flustered, but she refuses to stop until she makes some progress. After a few hours, she is already better than when she started. She's better at staying at a safe distance and is slightly more confident with her footwork. You call it for a night. She has much to learn, but she clearly has the drive to keep up improving. The smith and the alchemist sat nearby and chatted the whole time. After you finish training, the 4 of you eat dinner and talk amongst yourself. You go to bed afterwards, promising the smith's daughter that you'll train with her every day. You're able. Good morning. I don't think I've ever seen my daughter enjoy herself as much as when you were sparring last night. In fact, since we've been staying here, she's been happier and more energetic than usual. All the more reason for me to be thankful for the 2 of you.
Seems like she's about to start practicing again already. She's only woken up. How much energy does this child have? As per usual, take these.
You take the potions and bandages.
Stay safe out there. Morning. I'll be practicing some more while you're out, so I'll be even better when you get home. Come home safe.
You spend the day hunting a monster that has been eating a villager's crops. You track it down and defeat it. Any injuries you take are quickly remedied with the alchemist's supplies. You take your payment and set off for home. As you trudge through the wind and snow, you realize you've been looking forward to returning home each day, something you haven't felt in too long. You don't know how much longer this winter will last, or if the others will choose to live somewhere else once it ends. You would gladly let them stay if they wanted. And something tells you they might end up doing just that. That will be a choice to be made much later on, though. You approach the front door and realize that right now, the only thing you really care about is that you're home. The end. Well, there you have it, folks. That has been Home. I really enjoyed the music that he made for it. He said he made everything for it himself. He did the entire programming, the graphics, and the music for it. So that was really beautiful. It was a really nice, touching story of how a guy actually, makes his home. If you want to play this for yourself and try the other options, you are free to do so. The link is in the description. The only thing I do have to complain about is that the text was not within the window, so that I had to do some guesswork, and I couldn't even figure out what some words were. But hey, if it's your first game, it's a great start, and I hope you continue, because it was good. I don't know why I'm addressing him specifically right now. I doubt he'll ever see this, but he might. I don't know. If he does, fix your shit. But until next time, I will see you all later.